So this was my high school yearbook. This was the senior year. A lot of people have stayed with their families and are having kids and getting married. Some of them passed away from substance use disorder. Some are still struggling with it. My community has been devastated by substance use disorder. You can't talk to a person who hasn't been impacted by it somehow. People suffering from substance use disorder often lose their children and families are broken apart. You go to recovery or you go to jail, and that means that the child will be taken from the parent. It's very difficult using the processes we have now to mend that and get those families back together. When someone is in recovery, trying to go into the courtroom and get their child back, the stress is immense. To be told that they're still not doing enough or they're not good enough to have their kid back, that's extremely harmful. Recovery takes a lot of time. I'm not certain that our judicial system has caught on to that. And it's also no secret that the court itself is incredibly overburdened with cases. For some, the dispute can be resolved outside the courtroom just by having a conversation. That's why, with the support of the Equal Justice Works Fellowship, I formulated this idea of offering mediation and restorative justice practices to low-income families for free so that they would have an alternative way to resolve these disputes and look at the broader scope of what does the child need.
Restorative justice is a means for the person who has done harm and the person who's been harmed to come together in a space where everyone can be heard and understood. As a restorative justice coach, I was connected to a whole lot of different people throughout the state, and through that I met Emily, and I think Emily's work is so important because she worked to open up communication, right, to bring people together.
One of the greatest reasons for relapse is feeling like you are out of control. With my process, the families do most of the talking. I just facilitate. And so the parents really were ecstatic to get that autonomy back, which was also, I think, very important for their recovery. And that was a real motivator for me to continue my work.
When you have a conversation with someone, then you can have that aha moment of like, oh wait, maybe the substance wasn't the problem. Maybe we don't have resources, and that was the root cause.
I think a lot of people think of West Virginia and kind of have a negative connotation attached to it. I feel very strongly that West Virginia and this community made me who I am. We don't just have beautiful landscape, we have beautiful people who are talented and smart and kind. When people come into our state, if they see us doing these restorative justice processes, if they see us healing our communities one family at a time, I think it will change the perception of the state.
In our society, we think about punishment as the only way to resolve an issue. But within families, once someone sees that the person in recovery is doing better, it does open up that doorway for reunification with parents and their children.
Equal justice for all includes equal access to justice, and that includes access to restorative justice practices. I think restorative justice should be a common practice in families, schools, work, churches. It could be the fabric of our society if we let it.